Yeah, good evening students. We have finished muscle structure up to muscle fiber, and today we are going to see about myofibril. Myofibril is the fiber that is present within muscle fiber. It consists of dark and light band. This dark and light is due to the distribution of two types of protein. So that forms light and dark band. First let us see about the light band. Light band consists of a protein called as actin, and dark band consists of a protein called as myosin. And light band can be called as isotropic band and dark band can be called as anisotropic band. You can see in this diagram the middle region, pink region, seems to be looking dark. So this is A band, and the orange color region that looks somewhat light, and this we call it as I band. Next we will see about these proteins that is present inside light band and a dark band. First let us see about actin and myosin. So actin and myosins are rod like structures that are present parallel to each other in a longitudinal axis on the myofibril. Actin are thinner and myosin are thicker, and so they can be called as thin and thick filaments. At the center of each I band there is a dark zone or line, we call it as Z line. This Z line that bisects this I band into two regions, and actins are attached to this Z line. You can see here in this diagram this violet color like zigzag, it is Z line. With that another small violet line is attached, this is actin. And next we will see A band. A band is the dark region of this region or this diagram, and I band is the light region. In the A band or dark region, you can see at the center there is a light zone. This light zone we call it as H zone. At the center of this H zone there is a thick region, we call it as M line. And next we have to see the sarcomere. Okay, what is sarcomere? Sarcomere is the unit of myofibril that is formed by actin and myosin, and this sarcomere is formed of dark zone and light zone. This light zone we call it as I band. At the center of I band Z line is there. So one Z line, from one Z line to next Z line we call it as sarcomere. So this consists of an Z line, a part of I zone, and then A zone or A band, then a part of I band, then Z line. So these from Z line to next Z line we call it as sarcomere. At the resting state, what would be the nature of actin and myosin? You can see here actin overlap myosin partially at the free ends of myosin. You can see here this region we call it as thick band or thick protein called as myosin, and lower one another one myosin. In between actin a thin protein is present. At the center of this thin actins there is a zone, this zone we call it as H zone, which seems to be light. At the center of this light zone there is a midline, or H zone there is a midline, we call it as M line. Then we will see about the structure of this contractile protein actin and myosin. So actin is made up of F filament. Okay, this green color is the F filament. They are helically wind to each other. Each F actin is a polymer of monomeric globular protein, we call it as actin. It is a polymer made up of a single monomeric globular protein, we call it as G or globular actin. So this each round we call it as globular. All these are arranged together to form the F filament. Then next one line like a rope, another brown color is there. This we call it as tropomyosin. They run very close to the F actin throughout its length. In this tropomyosin, another one complex protein called as troponin is present. This troponin masks the site of myosin attachment. Myosin எந்த இடத்துல attachment ஆகுமோ அந்த இடத்தை இது கவர் பண்ணியிருக்கு. எது கவர் பண்ணியிருக்குது? Troponin. Next you can see here troponin. Troponin masks the active binding site for myosin on the actin filament. இதுதான் actin filament green color. அதில் myosin attach ஆகிற இந்த பகுதியை this troponin is masking. Then we will see about the structure of myosin. Myosin, it is a thick filamentous polymerized protein. Filamentous polymerized protein made up of polymerized protein. Myosin is formed by many monomeric protein called as myromyosin. அப்ப இந்த polymerized proteinல ஒவ்வொரு single protein of this myosin we call it as monomeric protein called as myromyosin. Myromyosin is forming this myosin. Many myromyosin are forming myosin. Myromyosin has two parts. One is the globular head region, which is made up of heavy myromyosin. Another one is the short tail region, which is made up of light myromyosin. The head region or heavy myromyosin consists of two parts. One is the round head, another one is a short arm. Okay, this is the short arm and this is the head. So these three units forms the myromyosin. Myosin head has various parts. The first part is called as active ATPase enzyme site, then binding site for ATP, then active sites for actin attachment. Okay, you can see three different colors. So the first color is red color, that is ATPase site. Then yellow color is actin binding site. Then this blue color is ATP receptor site. Where these sites are using, we have to, it is the regions of myromyosin. So it consists of a tail region, a short arm and the head region. In next class we will see about the mechanism of muscle contraction.